Hey guys, welcome back to another video. City, the treble winners, are back in action tomorrow for the FIFA Club World Cup final. We got a chance to be world champions, which is absolutely wonderful. Saying that out loud for little old Manchester City Football Club, hey? Lovely stuff. Genuinely just very exciting. I'm actually excited. I don't want to be ungrateful about this. I think it's a chance to do something that you don't get to do very often. Yeah, I saw the article from the Telegraph comparing it to playing a Soccer Aid finalist, which is intensely disrespectful for what it's worth to the Fluminense fans. Pedro, of course, in the chat, is a Fluminense fan, says, let's have a nice game tomorrow. And I just want to say thank you guys for taking this game with respect, differently from part of the media like the Telegraph. Nah, mate, it's nonsense. Don't worry. That wasn't even massively a dig at Fluminense. I guarantee. Well, it was, but it was also a dig at Man City. It was a snide dig at Man City as well to discredit what City could achieve tomorrow if they win it in Pedro. So we've got a lot of garbage media in this country. Wallace in particular wrote that is pretty much a barrel scraper. So we're going to take it seriously because it is a chance to make history and it is a chance to be crowned champions of the world, essentially. I know it's a crazy title, that, given the few games that we will play, but it's a chance to put ourselves against the best from South America, across the continents and so on. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I think it's going to be a really interesting game. It's very much been put out this way in terms of playing it down because Manchester City involved in it. I know that sounds very tinfoil hat, but I do believe, yeah, you're right. If it was United involved in this, Liverpool, this would not be happening. It's just absolutely true. It didn't happen, in fact. It didn't happen at all. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. I mean, I have been reading a little bit about Fluminense as well in terms of how they play and so on. I'll get onto that in a minute. I do want to quickly say, by the way, there's a new competition over on Football Prizes. If you want to win a signed Jack Grealish, signed and framed Jack Grealish shirt, including, they've also got Bernardo Silva shirt there as well to win. All you got to do is click on the link in the description below and get involved. It costs about the cost of a cup of coffee to enter, so $3.95, 165 tickets up for grabs, and there's other competition prizes as well, so you could win other prizes if you don't win the Grealish shirt. So far, there's been 64 tickets sold, so there's only 101 available left. If you want to win that, you want to get a signed Jack Grealish, probably the nicest guy in the squad, if we're being honest, Jack Grealish, get that on your wall, your bedroom. I mean, look at that, man. It's absolutely wonderful. Jack Grealish celebrating there at the bottom as he won the treble. Yeah, get that on your wall. Head over to Football Prizes right now. Click the link in the description below. Fingers crossed one of you guys can win it. If you do enter, let me know. It's all verified. It's all good. It's all legit. Do not worry. There's other things as well, of course. Signed Bernardo Silva shirt, memorabilia, and other prizes up for grabs. Good luck to those who enter. Go over to Football Prizes right now. Link in the description below. So, the thing is for me is, of course, this game is a big one. Against Fluminense, Brazilian side, of course, Brazilian Serie A side, who finished 7th, actually, in the I can't pronounce that, Brasileiro Serie A. I'm so sorry. I'm butchering your language, your beautiful language, beautiful football heritage. So they had the greatest season, but of course they're there as I think they're here as Copa de Libertadores winners, right? For what I know, I have actually been trying to research them a little bit because I've not caught any Fluminense matches, though I do know, of course, how they got here. Al Ahly, they beat 2-0 in the semi-final. From what I gathered, they got a little bit lucky, yeah, statistically, that Al Ahly wasted a few gilt-edged chances. Of course, they're there on merit because they won 2-0, but they could have conceded a few goals as well at the same time. And this is how they line up here. They've got an old squad. They've got 6 or 7 players over the age of 30. And Guardiola pointed out, by the way. Sorry, I got something in my mouth. 1 second. A bit of popcorn or something in my mouth. As Guardiola pointed out, that means this team is experienced. This team understands how to win games. This team won't let emotion feed into their performances. And he's right. That's the thing about playing an older team, is that they know how to take this seriously. And immediately the names that jump off the page are Felipe Melo, of course, immensely experienced centre-back. Marcelo, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. Ganso, that once hyped wonder kid that people said would be the next Kaka. Andre, of course, Really exciting player, being linked to Manchester City as well, actually. Wears a moustache wonderfully. And in general, I was reading about how they play. Now, their coach, Fernando Diniz, is a bit of a hipster. He's been sort of liked for football tacticos for an awful long time over the past decade or so. And it's really now he's sort of reached his pinnacle with Fluminense. And he's also managing Barcelona at the same time. Not Barcelona, sorry, Brazil. That'd be impressive. Brazil at the same time. Now, Brazil are struggling in the qualifying right now. I think they've lost 3 games in a row or something like that. But Diniz in particular is a really exciting coach. He was once compared to Guardiola, but he sort of rejected that idea that he's just a Guardiola copy. And as time has progressed, it's become really clear that Diniz actually is his own man. His tactics are very different. They are quite creative. Where Guardiola is all about structure, you maintain your position, you maintain the zonal area that I've given you. Diniz will encourage players to flood all sides of the pitch. There'll be moments where Fluminense will just shuttle all down the left at the same time, so to speak, if you know what I mean. They play really openly, but possession-based football, and they play adventurously. A lot of innovative football, a lot of creativity in their play. The only thing is, of course, it can lead to space and opportunities for teams who can take advantage of that. And the thing is, Manchester City are probably the most tactically astute team in world football on their day. So City probably will be looking at Fluminense's open formation and the way they play with such bravery. And they probably will be looking to pick holes in it. And you would think, I would hope, you never know actually, because Manchester City, you would think City would be quite as wasteful as Al Ahly were in the semi-finals. You don't know, of course. You never know. But it's one of those things where they are a really good side. They're an older side, but they are a confident, expressive side. And they play an old-fashioned Brazilian way, man. They really do. It's a really good style of play. He's got his own name, by the way, Dinizism in Brazil. Like, he's got such a distinctive play that it's respected and got his own title. Which obviously you got like Pep style, Pep football everywhere, and he's got his own thing over in Brazil. Now, it's an unorthodox side way of playing, but I'm looking forward to seeing how we get on against them, you know, and I can't wait to see because they are going to be up for this. I mean, South American sides have, of course, beat the European sides before. Barcelona have lost. I remember them losing. I know Chelsea did back in 2012. Liverpool did in 2005 as well. So Chelsea and Liverpool have already fallen foul to South American clubs before, as of Barcelona. It is very possible. It's very possible. Do not underestimate this side whatsoever. They are a good side with experience and quality. Of course, Manchester City have greater resources and probably a better team, if we're being honest. And they are favourites, absolutely. But I would suspect Fluminense will be a totally different proposition to what we saw against your Red Diamonds, where they looked a little bit naive tactically and also not physically up to scratch, I would say, compared to European footballs, but European football sides. But South American sides, they have the physicality, they have the experience, they have the ideas, and they have that winning attitude. So they'll be a totally different side. How old is Ganso, by the way? I mean, look, Ganso goes back, doesn't he? That man, 34 years old. I remember him so much when he was the guy. But yeah, Ganso, 34 years old there. Felipe Melo, how old is he these days? I mean, he looks old. 37 would be my guess. 40! Felipe Melo's 40 years old, mate. Your goalkeeper is 43 years old as well. Fabio. Wow. That man is making me feel young. I'm 38 and it's wild to feel that there's 2 players older than me. Marcelo, how old is he? Marcelo is 35 years old. 35 years young, I should say, in this team. I don't know much about Mateus Martinelli or Keno or Cano for what it's worth. I don't know if they're any good or not. Or Samuel Xavier or Nino. Nino looks like he sounds like he'd be old. He's 26. He's not old. There you go. Bloody hell. Pac-Man saying it'll take him 10 years to get shots in the corner. Fabio's had a great game so far, apparently. 8.5 is his average rating, so fair play to him. But I'll go to the quotes from Guardiola. Guardiola was talking about it. Guardiola was immediately defensive of Fluminense, with the press being disrespectful towards him. He said, I'm not going to talk for a second about what the press said about tomorrow's game. I know Fluminense's talent and how much the Club World Cup means to South American teams. I know exactly the talent and the quality of Fluminense and what they can do. They've beaten teams from Argentina, Colombia and Uruguay. I know my players and respect them for what they do. Guardiola would not take them lightly. Absolutely not, because he's a world-class manager and a respectful manager who appreciates all forms of football from all corners of the world. He said Fluminense have 6 or 7 players over 30 years old, but he saw positive. He said, which means they know how to control their emotions. They play in a very Brazilian way from the 70s, 80s, exchange of passes, lots of players where the ball is. We need to stay aware of the spaces we will have. The way they play, we've never faced a team like that. It's not positional. They move a lot. We have to impose ourselves in the best way possible. And that's it. Yeah, he said lots of players where the ball is, which sort of sounds like, you remember when you were a kid and you were playing, everyone sort of followed the ball. It's that, but intentional and done by brilliant Brazilian footballers. It's a genius idea. It's absolutely wonderful, but it's also high risk football. Like Guardiola was asked about the Super League. I said he won't talk about it before this final. Absolutely the right answer, by the way. It would be disrespectful to talk about another competition before another competition, especially given the fact that it's still dead in the water. I'll talk about that later, by the way. Guardiola said, how do you play a final, Club World Cup final without emotion? Emotion is there. It's how you handle it. It's there. It's how long it stays in your mind, though. That's the big target in finals. So basically, emotion is good. Handle it. Channel it right. But let it go when you get onto the pitch, because that's when you need to focus. And I think he's right there. Kyle Walker talked a lot about it, how he would top off a season and all this kind of stuff, how he doesn't know if it would be the best achievement, but one of the greatest of his career, definitely. Mahrez was in the dressing room as well, which was nice to hear, you know. Mahrez had a meal with him last night, actually. He lives in Jeddah now. He said it's nice to see him. He knows, and Americ and Cole and Ilkay, that they were an incredible part of success for many years that we had. Nice. So yeah, absolutely. It's good to see that they hung around with Mahrez. I think Mahrez would love to be here still, and I'd love to have him still. Mahrez did say, he said it wasn't an easy decision to leave Man City after 5 years. I still had 2 years on my contract. Where's it gone? The manager and everybody at the club wanted me to stay. It was a difficult decision. At the end, I thought it was best for me and my family. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, indeed, Riyadh. Sadly, I wish you were here still, but, you know, yeah, maybe a second half loan, mate. Come on. I saw some rumours of some guy who knows him on Twitter saying he's not that happy out there, actually. I don't think a lot of them would be, because the football it isn't that. I'm sorry. We can pretend it is, but it isn't. It's not anything to remember, you know? Yeah, it's not something that that people will remember in years from now. So I got distracted by my phone, I'll be honest. I got a text coming through. But it's one of those things where for this game, I'm looking forward to it. I do value this game. I really do. I do respect Fluminense. I do want to see Man City play a South American side in a game that actually means something. I do want to see City win their 5th trophy of the 2023, which is crazy to say out loud. It would have been the Champions League, the FA Cup, the Premier League, the European Super Cup, and the Club World Cup at the same time. That is 5 trophies in one calendar year. We used to kill for a sniff of a semi-final. Things have moved on so wonderfully for this team that I do not want to forget where we've come from, and I do want to take every trophy absolutely seriously. I would be buzzing if we won this. I would be, because as Guardiola said, you might never get a chance to play it again. This is a once-in-a-lifetime game for so many people. Most people don't even get a chance to play in this because it's invitational only. You've got to win the Champions League to get there, and that is very, very hard to do. So in terms of actual lineup and so on, how I think it'll be tomorrow, look, it'll be very similar to the other day. Let me see how we played the other day. I can't remember, you know. How did we play the other day? The other day, our lineup was as such. So it was Ake, Akanji, Walker, Foden, Stones, Roger, Kovacic, Grealish, Bernardo Silva, Mateus Nunes on the bench. We had Josko, Alvarez, Calvin, Gomez, Diaz, Ortega, Oscar Bob as well. Can we see some changes in this? I reckon there'll be some changes. I think there will be. I think we're going to see... I think Alvarez will start this game. I think Alvarez will start. There'll be no De Bruyne or Haaland or Doku, of course. I think Alvarez will start. I think Grealish will start because he was good the other day. I'm going to say it'll be Silva. Ederson here. How would it be? I mean, we were sort of playing a false nine thing the other day, didn't we? It was wild. I think Alvarez will start. Maybe Alvarez won't start. Maybe he'll play the false nine. What do we reckon? Maybe he'll just play it again. You know what I mean? Yeah, do you know what? I'm going to say he plays it again. I'm going to say he plays it again. Nunes gets a game. I think it's going to be this. I think it's going to be Foden. It's going to be this weird formation like this. Silva, Nunes, Foden. And I think this will be Rodri and Kovacic here holding. I think he's going to play the same again because it worked so well the other day and I think they deserved it. Defensively, it'll be something like, I think Stones will play in this game. I think it'll be Ake, Stones, Diaz, and Walker. I think it's going to be something like that, I reckon. Which I think makes an awful lot of sense. It's probably Haas and Akanji. But I can see it being something like that, which is a bit crazy. And we'll probably see Silva as a sort of false nine, or maybe Foden, and they'll rotate around, and it'll be like this. And, you know, it'll be something like that, I reckon. It'll be something like this. Yeah, I mean, it was very fluid. Everyone was moving around. Maybe the fluidity was in preparation for the Fluminense game because, of course, they are an incredibly fluid side. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be something like that, and I'm quite looking forward to it. It'll be a memorable game of football, and I do want to win it. It's at 6 p.m. tomorrow. I will be doing a watch along as always, and I'm very excited for it. What do you reckon it'll be? What's your team lineups? Let me know, of course, now if you're watching live. Of course, don't forget to give the video a like as well, by the way. 100 people watching, only 19 likes. Come on, guys. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get the likes up. If you haven't already subscribed, go on, give it a go. Subscribe to the channel, and it's very much appreciated. It should be fun, man. It should be fun, this game. I am going to go City to win it. Like, I don't want to sound disrespectful to Fluminense, but I think we've got too much quality, you know. I think Alvarez will be on the bench, Carlington. I don't know how he was the other day, and I think they'll just place essentially what they did the other day. I think it worked well, and I think Alvarez's form isn't great right now, and I think he'll play the false nine given how they play and how we played the other day. I think it works. Maybe Alvarez could start. Diaz for Akanji, I reckon. But I could be wrong. Diaz's form isn't great right now. Akanji might start, you know. We'll see. We will see. Don't forget as well, please do check out football prizes. If you want to win a Jack Grealish shirt, signed and framed Manchester City shirt, it's very exciting. 101 tickets left available. Go and give it an enter if you want. I mean, that'll look great in your wall, wouldn't it? It's a wonderful, wonderful competition. Pedro is a Fluminense fan in the chat. It's one thing I can guarantee. We won't play defensive-minded football like South Americans are used to. There you go. I'll bring this comment up right now. Where has it gone? Oh, it doesn't quite reach. Yeah. Someone just put 2 more comments so I can bring on Pedro's comment on screen right now. Someone just spam the chat now with just a few spam comments. Just so I can get... I can do it myself. What am I on about? There you go. There we go. So Pedro said there, yeah, one thing I guarantee as a Fluminense fan, we won't play defensive-minded football like South Americans are used to in Club World Cup finals. That's risky for us, but it might be fun to watch. I hope you go for it, mate. I hope you go for it. I always prefer a great game of football. I'm going to say City will win this. I think it'll be like 3-1 or something like that. I think you'll probably score, though. I think we're quite open at the moment. Yeah, I respect the chances of them scoring, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if it happens. We will see, man. We will see. And I am looking forward to this game. I want to win it as well. There was also the news of the Super Cup today, by the way. It looks like that has been... I think didn't like the European Court or something like that overrule FIFA and UEFA blocking it, saying it was against competition law or something like that. I don't know. But I did read about... the competition. It's one of those things where it doesn't make any sense to me. I was reading about it. I don't like it. I still don't like the structure. It still is a closed shop, how you get invited to the top tier. And then, for example, it would take Girona, if they got into the Super League, like 3 seasons at best to reach the top, because they'd have to work their way up to it. That's not a meritocracy at all. That's protecting the big clubs, keeping them up there because they never get relegated and they'll always be there. No, I don't like it. It's like a league structure where you can get up and down. I think the clubs will reject it. I think it's largely the Spanish clubs trying to save their own finances, pushing it, you know. United Liverpool saying our stance has not changed. Look, City actually, to be fair, the one thing I would give City credit for is that they followed, but they weren't the initiators. City, I actually agree in general. Like, if the big competition happens with all the major clubs, City just have to be there. It's bad business not to be there. They have to be there. So you understand if everyone goes to join it, City have to join it too. I'd understand that. I would hate it, but I'd understand how the business execs couldn't just go no. I get that. So the one thing I would say is that City were only following as opposed to one of the encouragers of it, which is quite, it was slightly reassuring, but still they were culpable and they held their hands up and they were the first to pull out, weren't they, City, pretty much? Which I was always very happy about that. I do think this is going to keep rearing its ugly head as well. Nah, I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't want to see it anytime soon. It's one of those things where it's like, it only benefits certain teams. I don't think it's a meritocracy at all. So I'm not a fan of it. But guys, thanks for watching this video. It's good to see you all here. Thank you. I will be live tomorrow, of course, for the watch along. I might do a video live in the morning as well if you get a chance. For now, though, have a wonderful evening. Big up for all you watching it. Come on, you Blues. In a bit. Bye-bye.